The night my father threw me out, he did not just close a door, he erased me like I had never existed. I still remember the way his eyes looked, sharp and empty at the same time, like I was something broken he did not want to fix. Then he pulled a $50 bill from his wallet and tossed it into the mud at my feet. He told me to buy myself a new name, because his no longer had space for someone like me. I picked it up, wiped it clean, and promised him one day I would take everything back. I am standing in my glass office in Seattle now, watching rain slide down the windows like it used to that night. The city glows beneath me, alive and distant, a place I built with my own hands. When the security system alerts me, I glance at the screen and my chest tightens. Two figures stand outside my door, older now, worn down by time, but unmistakable. My father leans toward the camera and speaks for words that freeze my blood. "Let us see the child." I press the intercom button, my voice steady and cold, asking what child they are talking about. Before I tell you what happened next, you need to understand how we got here. My name is Brianna Sterling, and 24 years ago, in a quiet house in Columbus, Ohio, I learned that the people who give you life can also be the first ones to take it away. I was 17, terrified, and carrying a secret that felt heavier than the world itself. I had spent hours rehearsing how to tell my parents I was pregnant, hoping that maybe love would outweigh their pride. But when I finally said the words, the silence that followed felt suffocating. My father, Gregory, stared at me like I had ruined something expensive. My mother, Susan, would not even meet my eyes. She kept folding her napkin over and over, like if she stayed busy enough, I might disappear. When my father finally spoke, his voice was low and controlled, which somehow made it worse. He said I had destroyed the family name, that I had embarrassed them beyond repair. I tried to explain that the father of the baby and I would take responsibility, that I just needed help finishing school. I reached for my mother, but she pulled away from me like I carried something contagious. Then my father gave me 10 minutes to leave, placed that $50 in my hand, and told me I was nothing. I remember standing outside in the rain, soaked within seconds, holding a trash bag with everything I owned. When the door locked behind me, the sound echoed in my chest like something final. I stared at that crumpled bill and realized that was all I was worth to them. I did not cry, I could not. It felt like something inside me had turned to stone. I ended up in Seattle after days of silence and wandering, barely holding myself together. That is where I met Evelyn, the woman who changed everything. She found me collapsed in the hallway of her small motel, weak and shaking. She did not ask questions or judge me. She wrapped me in a blanket, gave me tea, and listened. When I told her I was a mistake, she looked at me and said something that rewired my entire world. She told me I was not thrown away. I was being denied to people who did not deserve to witness what I would become. From that moment, I stopped seeing myself as broken. I started seeing myself as unfinished. I worked harder than I thought was possible, cleaning rooms, carrying laundry, doing anything to survive. At night, when everything was quiet, I sat at the front desk with an old laptop Evelyn gave me and taught myself about data, systems, and patterns. Numbers made sense in a way people never had. They did not lie, and they did not abandon you. A year into that life, I lost the baby. The doctor said it was stress, malnutrition, and everything my body had endured. I sat in that cold clinic room, holding a bracelet Evelyn had made for me, and felt nothing. No tears came, only a deeper silence. That loss did not break me, though. It hardened something inside me that refused to ever be powerless again. Over time, my obsession with data turned into a career, and that career turned into a company. I built Elysium Data Systems from the ground up, focusing on uncovering truths hidden beneath layers of deception. By the time I was 30, I had more money than I ever imagined. But what no one knew was that I had spent years quietly cleaning up a mess my father left behind. Before he threw me out, he had tied my name to debts and failing ventures. Instead of fighting him publicly, I bought those debts one by one, erasing every connection between us. While I was building something real, my parents were living on illusions. Their reputation held together by borrowed money and fading influence. I watched from a distance, waiting, not out of revenge, but because I knew one day they would come back when they needed something. That day arrived when news of my foundation spread. Evelyn had left everything to help displaced youth, and my parents saw an opportunity. They showed up at my door pretending to care, pretending to forgive, talking about family and legacy. They spoke about a grandson they believed existed, something they could use to repair their image. They even had a plan, a script prepared by a public relations firm, ready to turn my life into their redemption story. I let them talk. I let them believe they were still in control. Then I told them the truth. There was no child. The baby I carried died years ago while I was alone and abandoned. The silence that followed was heavier than anything I had ever felt. For the first time, they were not in control of the narrative. They tried to fight back, spreading lies, manipulating stories, attempting to turn the world against me. But they made one mistake. They underestimated me. When I investigated their actions, I uncovered fraud, forgery, and a plan to manipulate my life for financial gain. They had even forged my digital authorization to move money through a family trust. That was the moment everything shifted. I did not react emotionally. I responded strategically. I gathered evidence, built a case, and waited for the perfect moment. That moment came during a press event they organized to announce their fake reunion story. As they stood on stage pretending to be loving parents, I replaced their presentation with the truth. Documents, recordings, and financial trails exposed everything in front of a room full of media. I walked onto that stage and faced my father again, not as a scared teenager, but as someone who had rebuilt herself from nothing. When he said I owed him everything, I calmly told him I had already paid him back, starting with that $50. Federal agents escorted them away as cameras flashed, capturing the collapse of everything they had tried to protect. In the end, justice was not loud or dramatic for me. It was quiet and final. My father lost everything and was sentenced for his crimes. My mother disappeared from the world she once cared about so deeply. And me, I stood at the edge of the ocean one day, holding that same worn $50 bill. I let it go into the water, not as an act of revenge, but as a release. Now I spend my time helping others who have been cast aside the way I was. Every story I read reminds me that family is not defined by blood or a last name. It is defined by who stands beside you when everything else falls apart. My father did not take my future from me that night. He forced me to build one he could never touch, and for the first time in 24 years, I finally understand what peace feels like.